Hi, I'm Lisa Bradley Godward. This is my channel, Abby Wise Media. Today I want to talk a little bit about the pens that I use. I'm kind of a pen aficionado, really gotten into different kinds of pens and what they do and their variations, their cautions. I touched on this a little bit in my talk in San Diego about writing spiritual fiction. So feel free to take a look at that video. It's a 53-minute long one that covers several what I thought was key aspects of writing spiritual fiction. So I want to start out by talking about the friction pens that I use. These are really cool erasable pens. You know, way back when they tried to do erasable pens and they just didn't work at all. But these ones are awesome. They work. This is what what the brand looks like here. It's spelled with an X, Frixion. And the reason that they call it friction is that you write on it and then you erase it, and it doesn't matter what eraser you use, they all work the same. You don't have to use that color eraser on this color pen. But the heat makes the color go away. I think the ink itself is still there, but it just becomes invisible with the heat. So caution, if you manage to heat it up somehow, like I did on my health log. I was in a rush. I hadn't printed out my next batch of custom made logs that I make for myself to follow my current health plan. And so I wrote on one bit, and then I printed the reverse side, which I hadn't had time to do yet, and it erased this side. Well, there's a little bit of a fix. You put it in the freezer and it can make it come back enough so that you can maybe trace over it, make it, adequately dark, or if it's some other kind of note that you can copy it over completely. And I actually, these are 0.7 millimeter, tips. My favorite is actually this one. It's a 4-in-1 colors, same thing, friction, and it is a 0.5 millimeter tip, and I like that, and I like the 4-in-1. And so one of the things that I did as part of my health, efforts to fix my long-standing insomnia is I made myself this little notebook. I took the cardstock from just packages, that are behind the blister packs of things that you buy in the store, messed around with colors of paint and techniques and stuff, and cut them up into this size. This is the other side of that one, and cut them up into the size I wanted. Cut up some regular copy paper into some, a size to go with this, and then I started putting, my sleep results every night. I just keep this by my bed, and then I'll use, I use the red because it's the one I use least on, my other notes, my health log and stuff. And so I'm just trying to, make good use of something that would go to waste otherwise maybe. And so I write this down, and then when I get a few pages full, I erase it. And so I made myself a little challenge. How many times can I fill and erase one page and still have it usable? Because otherwise I would be going through all of the pages and maybe tearing them out, throwing them away or whatever. But and I wanted to share my little results is that I've got about 15 uses out of one page, and it's still going. So that's kind of a little, I don't know, excitement for me. It does kind of curl the page, if you can see, like all these writings and erasings, it kind of curls the page, but I just fixed that by holding it down with a rubber band like that. So that's kind of cool. Back on the frictions, they also have these kinds, which I think they call a stick. I think they call this a pen, and these a stick. It's still Pilot Friction, if you can see that, but they're different. I haven't had as good luck with these. Several of them arrived dried out, and they just, I don't know, they dry out easily. I haven't had as good luck with these, so I'll spend a little bit more money and you know, get the full, you know, the full Monty with the clip and the retractable and so on. They also make erasables in generic. So I have a whole packet of these. I love different colors. I love color coding things and just getting a wide variety of options that way. So these are like generics that came in a big package of like 22. I use these. Those work pretty well. And then they also make refill because they advertise that these are refillable. But then where do you get the refills? So unfortunately, the refills, you know, for this and for this are a little bit harder than one might imagine. I went to generic refills in part, but these ones are, you know, Pilot Friction refills, but they, like, if you use a lot of one color, you still have to buy the whole pack of refills. You can't like typically just get like one color or two colors, you know, to refill. So that's a little bit of a challenge there. And then also what I found is that the refills don't always exactly match the original color, and so that's why I will take one of my little horse mane braiding elastics. Not that I use those a lot, but I like the rubber bands, silicone, you know, rubber bands, and I'll just mark the ones that I have replaced the color in. If it's not an exact match, it probably doesn't matter, but I just kind of like to keep track of my stuff like that. And then here's some pens that I found out about because they were reviewed on the New York Times. These are all Jetstream pens, Jetstream, and they were reviewed because is that upside down for you guys? No, it's right side up. The folks who review products at the New York Times said that this was their favorite pen for like the last 10-15 years. And that's how I found out about it. It doesn't smear. I guess it's water resistant, things like that. Just very smooth, you know, ink. So this is the 0.7. This is the 0.5, also of Jetstream. I like both of these. And then my favorite is this one. This is a 4-in-1 Jetstream. The really cool thing about this is that it also has a pencil. So the pencil is activated by the clip. And so, can you see that? I push on this and it extends the lead out here. And underneath the cap is the eraser for the pencil. So the Jetstream is not erasable, but I'm kind of covering my favorite, you know, pens and pencils here. So only some of them are erasable. Jetstream is not erasable, but I still really like it. And it's what I reach for when I want something not to erase. And then on pencils, like when I'm drafting a 9-pointed star, which I've done videos on that as well, drafting stars. I want a really thin line, and so I'll just grab this pencil. This is a MP brand, model M301. This is a 0.5. Hopefully you can see that. Millimeter, and yeah, Zebra brand, I guess. I use this one a lot. I like it. It's got also a little eraser here. When I need a lot of erasing, I'll reach for, other bigger, more stout erasers, but at least it's got something. And then something else I wanted to show y'all is this is another one of my favorites. These are Pilot Gel pens. This is just two colors of that. These ones are gel pens, and one of the reasons I like these is they are supposedly non-acidic for book signing. And then one of the things that I do is, if I have time, I'll ask the buyer, my new reader, what their favorite colors are, and then I'll try to sign their inscription in that color. It doesn't always work. I don't always have time, but I like to do that. And these also come in a lot of different colors, so that's another box that I, painted a little bit that holds my gel pen. So a lot of different colors. These ones also, I think, if I'm remembering right, have refills. Same way, you have to kind of buy the refills in bulk, and kind of potluck as far as whether it's going to match, and you got to match the width of the tip, whether it's 0.7, 0.5, whatever. So it's not always just super straightforward and easy, but anyway, my Pilot gel pens, those are a favorite of mine too. And then occasionally around the house I'll still run across my old Uniball Signos. Very similar to the Pilot gel pens. I like them okay too. One of the things to be aware of is that the refills for these are not the same, will not fit the Pilot gel pens. So they say refills, but there's a little bit to it, to get that straightened out. One last thing I wanted to mention is that the reason that I made my binding, so to speak, at the top of my notepad is that I found in using these standard kind of notepads that whenever I was working on the left-hand side, my hand would be, the binding, the spirals would get in the way of my hand writing on the left-hand page. So I've become a fan of things that are bound at the top, or shall we say, really, it's in the middle once you flip this up. So that's why I, on purpose, made it this way to bind and flip in the middle, so it's not ever interfering with my hand. So that's it for a little bit of pen specialty focus today. Share, like, comment, mention it to people, dwell on it, subscribe. Please let folks know that I'm out here. I'm doing my Abby Wise novels about a horse-loving teenage girl's spiritual visit to a future age of world peace. One of the very, very few books out there with a positive portrayal of mankind's peaceful future, and horses too. A lot of the things that I put in the book, I'm doing videos on, whether it be arts and crafts, whether it be health, whether it be learning, psychology, spirituality, all those kinds of things as well. So that's why my Facebook channel is also a smorgasbord of all kinds of subjects too. Well, thank you. Bye.